So after I saw this movie, I immediately thought to myself, holy smokes, like what would I do in this scenario? And I wonder if you felt the same way after reading it and kind of brought those ideas into the script, or did that help you shape your character?
I did think about it. I think it's hard not to think about it, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do the movie. It's a script I read and I could not get it out of my head. So at the risk of sounding pretentious, really resonated, reading it. But no, I did not sort of influence the writing of the script or change words at all. But I think it definitely informed how you approach something like this, thinking about what you would do given this scenario.
And you've been able to kind of bounce back and forth between comedy and more serious material pretty easily. How do you find finding the right balance between how funny something can be, how dramatic it has to be, and just finding that balance?
I don't approach it as a comedy or a drama. I don't think of something as being purely comedic or dramatic. It's, I guess, lack of a better word, I just try to think of it as human experience and go from there. And this movie, to me, seemed like a very human thing. It was the flip side of the movie about the president with the astronauts blowing up the giant rock that's going to crush the earth. It's a much more, again, it's a much more human examination. And it is a fine line as an actor or as a director for Lorene to figure out where the comedy lies and where the drama lies. And really that's kind of her choice.
What I think is fascinating about the movie is that in the story, you and Keira Knightley developed this friendship very quickly. Do you find that your experience working with her was very similar, trying to find that rapport while kind of running and gunning shooting this movie? And how did you discover that?
Well, we became pretty close early on, I think by virtue of who she is. She's a really open, sweet, kind, so it made it easy. And we did spend a lot of, the two of us are together a lot, either in a car or on the street or we share a lot of this, a very close proximity. And I think by virtue of that, we became very close, and she's a treat. She's great.
You both seem to be able to outrun riots of people screaming and burning things down the streets. Who would survive the longest, you or Keira?
Keira would survive the longest. I would trip and fall and get devoured by zombies. And she would be the one saying, "Come on, hurry, hurry!" And I would go on without me. That's how it would end for me.